Hey guys, welcome to Marketing Lessons, a new episode. I don't know what episode number this is. I think it's 5. But welcome to this week's lesson. And what I learned this week is actually something that I took away from when I went to the Traffic and Conversion Summit conference in the US in San Diego, which is almost a month ago. But the reason I'm talking about it now is because from then until now we've been taking action. So it's super important that you implement and you actually do your stuff, right, when you learn it. So we learned it immediately. Within about 2 weeks, we started rolling out some of the stuff. One of the biggest things that they said and that we've been noticing, and I think I talked about this in other videos as well, is how your traditional funnels, your traditional way of acquiring customers and leads online is not working so well anymore, which is and that way, the way that worked for the last 10 years, when social media was kind of new, was basically you run an advertisement online, you run an ad to Google, to Facebook, to Instagram, wherever, and you just send them to your offer, whether it's to download your stuff for free, whether it's to buy something for $7, whether it's to attend your webinar, whether it's to attend your event. And that worked really, really well for a long time. It made a ton of money for some of the first movers. It continued to make a ton of money for people up to last year. And something happened in the past few months, almost as long as 1 year ago. It's been falling, and the reason any strategy stops to work in marketing is because it becomes too commonplace, right? The whole point of marketing is to stand out. The biggest asset, the one thing that you want to get, the main currency of marketing is attention. And the minute something becomes cliche, the minute something becomes, not novel anymore, attention drops and it stops working as well, and it becomes more expensive, and sometimes it just simply doesn't even work at all, and that sucks. And so what marketers do is we try to find new ways, we try and find new strategies, or we try and use new platforms. That's why marketers really love it when a new platform appears, if a new social media appears, when a new app appears. Typically marketers are the ones who use it first. I remember when Facebook first came out with Facebook Stories, the feature that they used to try and kill in Snapchat when Snapchat didn't want to sell to Zuckerberg. They put stories everywhere. They saturated the market with stories, Instagram stories, Facebook Messenger stories, and Facebook stories. The first few weeks when Facebook Stories came out, no one used Facebook Stories at all except marketers. Like my news feed of Facebook Stories was only filled with marketers just wanting to get first mover advantage on attention. That's how important attention is to a marketer. You got to think that way. And what's working now, it's if normal basic, run of the mill straight funnels don't work, add to offer, if that doesn't work anymore, what works is you have to have something in between. You can't run an ad to an offer immediately because people know you're trying to sell them stuff. People can smell that sale coming miles away, and chances are they don't even look at your ad. They just scroll past it and it's gone, and all the money you put into ads to get all that impressions, it all goes to waste. That's literally why the cost per clicks, the cost per conversion is going up, because attention is going down. That's really just, mathematically that's how it works. That's why it's becoming more expensive. What's working is what you put in between. It's really chatbots, like having a conversation, having a real life conversation with your customer. It's a technology that's a bit new. Having a conversation obviously is not a new thing. Ask any old school traditional person who gets sales, who built a company from the ground up, hitting the ground running door to door. They'll tell you that conversations and engagements and relationships and real rapport building is one of the biggest ways to grow your business. And for many, many years, marketers have been trying to shortcut that process, or even to step away from that process by automating stuff online, on Facebook ads, on emails, and it worked for a while because it was novel. Now that it's not so novel anymore, a lot of people are actually going back to phone calls and SMSs, and it's working a lot better. So it's a bit crazy, because if you don't understand the market, if you haven't been in it for the long haul, you might look like we are stepping backwards in time, but it's actually progressing, because the kind of technologies, the kind of tactics, and the kind of stuff that we're doing, it's more advanced. And so one of the things that we're doing is we're putting out conversations, something that I don't measure so much now is the cost per email or cost per lead. You know, for a long time, ever since I was introduced to the world of marketing and online marketing, getting an email, getting a person to become a lead online was like the number one metric. It was like the one thing you had to look at, bar none. There was like, if you could get a cheap cost per lead, a cheap cost per email, you know, you're good to go. You could build an entire, 7-8 figure business just off of that, and now that doesn't work. Right now, having an email, it's not worth anything to the business anymore. Like, I don't even care about getting emails right now. What I care about is this term that I learned, right, at the conference in US. When I heard this term, I was like, oh shit, that's really what I got to be tracking from now on. And it's cost per conversation. So how many conversations are you starting? Like real conversations between a real salesperson and a real lead or a real prospect, that gets them qualified, that actually gets them one foot in the door in the sales process. And obviously a lot of education, a lot of nurture is delivered in a conversation rather than automatically from the cloud, from emails, from the funnel and stuff like that, right? So obviously we use chatbots to automate that process, but what I measure a lot right now is I don't care about my email cost. I care about how much it costs to get me a messenger subscription, because it's never gonna be this cheap ever again to get a messenger subscription. To get someone subscribed to my chatbot right now, we use ManyChat, it costs about $2 to $3. It could go a lot lower. I'm just starting to test it out, but $2 to $3 is insane. Like, if you compare that to email, if I in the good days of email, if I could get an email lead for $2 to $3, I'm seeing ROI of like 1,000%, 10 times, 20 times, even 50 times, because that's how valuable it was. And people are not seeing it now, but the value of your messenger subscriptions are going to increase and increase, and the cost is going to increase as well. So it's never going to be this cheap. It's never going to make as much financial sense as now to invest in chatbot, to invest in conversations. So it's something I really want to push to you guys. It's a big session that I got in the US when I watched this workshop, when I attended this particular messenger chatbot workshop in the conference. Honestly, after I attended this particular chatbot workshop, I told my partners, I told my team on WhatsApp that just coming for this 2-hour session on chatbots alone, that made me see not how to use it, but the potential, the possibility of how chatbots can evolve and be used in the marketplace. It's insane. Like, to me, I told my team that it was worth buying the flight tickets, buying the conference tickets, buying accommodation and coming to the US for 1 month just to attend that 2-hour session. Like, I would pay $5,000 just to attend that 2-hour session. That's how impactful and important I think it is to my business, and so I think it's really important to you guys as well. I hope I conveyed that to you guys. I hope I got you guys sold at least a bit on the idea of lowering your dependence on email and looking at conversations. Maybe you haven't heard of chatbots before. At least this types of conversation about what's chatbot, go and Google it, ask me questions, find out more about it, because I do believe that it's one of the biggest things to get into. If you get into it and you build that chatbot asset, is going to mean so much for your business in the years to come. So that's it. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm sure you got questions. Let me know what they are. I want to answer them. I really want to help you get this all figured out for your business. So do that, put it below, and I'll talk to you, and I'll see you soon in my next video. See ya. Hey there, thanks so much for checking out this video. If you enjoyed it, check out a relevant video here, and don't forget to subscribe to us for more marketing tips, techniques, strategies that are working for us, or just more behind the scenes fun. See ya.